down the stretch. Welcome, Realm family, to another episode of Wrestling with the Realm podcast. I'm Brian, one half of the Power and Glory of Wrestling podcast, and on the other side, he is the Hercules to my Paul Roma. It's my guy Will. Will, what are we talking about?
Well, Brian, we've been off for a little bit, almost 2 weeks now. So over the last 2 weeks, we've had quite a bit of change happen in the wrestling world. A few injuries we got to get caught up, and a few big twists and turns that we need to talk about and get caught up on. And let's get straight into it. The first one that we have to talk about is big breaking news. Seth Rollins is out with a shoulder injury that he suffered in his crown jewel match versus Cody Rhodes, which first to touch on was a phenomenal match. I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed that
Yeah.
match. I don't know if it's their best match out of the four they've had, but it is definitely, I think it's the second best. I like it more than their WrestleMania match and their Backlash match, but I think the Hell in a Cell match that they had was an absolute classic. But this match definitely stacks up with it. Seth Rollins goes for a coast to coast headbutt.
Yeah.
Weird move. Never seen it before. I don't think we'll ever see it again, unfortunately. I saw a bunch of people be like, "Oh, why would he go for that lame move?" I was like, when I was watching it, I got extremely hyped. It was such a cool move, but it's cost him some time now, and because of that, WWE has had to jump the gun on a huge storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker turns on Seth Rollins, kicks him out of the division, and is now or was walking around with the World Heavyweight Championship. Brian, just your overall thoughts on it. I know I missed a lot of stuff in between all of that, but just to kind of summarize that, what's your thoughts?
So, one, this is a good lesson, kiddies, on why you try not to write in injury angles because it wasn't that long ago we had the big swerve, bro, that Seth Rollins' knee was okay, comes down and cashes in. We all know how that all went, and it was like, oh, everybody got played because he wasn't really hurt. And now you get to this situation and he's really hurt. So it makes that last idea that you guys did, as cool as it turned out to be, makes that one sting a little bit more because this happened so fast. Um, it's interesting to me the amount of work that Paul Heyman has to put in to this angle now to try to sell it. And God bless him, he's doing his best to try to make all of it make logical sense with why you guys would turn on Seth Rollins and all that kind of stuff. Like Paul Heyman is doing a lot of heavy lifting to try to get that story across the finish line, and he did a really good job a few nights ago of trying to explain why it happened. That, he's known from the beginning that Braun Breaker is the future of the industry, and, they needed to use Seth to a certain point. Does that really work? Does that excite me as a story? Not necessarily. Like it doesn't, that doesn't get me too excited. The only thing that kind of gets me excited about it is that it feels like we're on a complete redo now. Like we hit the reset button on our main storylines going forward. I think we'll talk about another one in a little bit where it feels like that came out of nowhere. What are we doing? Um, but it really feels like they knew that they had to expedite this process with Braun Breaker. So now, you kind of have to do it. We all kind of understand that. Uh, it was really clunky how the whole thing had to come about because it really did feel like you could hear a big semi trailer slamming on its brakes and slitting across the interstate. Like it was very jarring, but we all understand why they have to do it. Uh, it'll be interesting to see what they can do with the story now. It's a lot of pressure on Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman is doing his best to sell it. Uh, but the thing that excites me most is that we had to reset what's going on, and maybe because of that, we can actually get some stories that get some traction. And we started talking about this the other day. The thing that I'm always going to be loud about is the more we do this vision stuff and we're trying to make that world heavyweight championship mean the same as the undisputed championship. Um, you have Seth win at Crown Jewel. You have to do that. That's smart if that's what you want to do. But at a certain point, those two champions are going to have to cross paths at a certain point because it really feels like on Raw that's trying to lead these storylines and you have the Vision as the big bad, and then on SmackDown that show has just been a mess, that anything that's going on with the undisputed championship just seems uh non-linear and out of whack. It just doesn't feel like any of those stories have made sense for a while. Not since Kevin Owens and Cody do I feel like they've had an actual story going with that championship. The John Cena stuff, we all know what happened with that. So I won't even count that because it wasn't great. So at a certain point, if you want Braun Breaker and you want the Vision and you want that championship on Monday night to mean something, at a certain point down the road, those two are going to have to meet. And I get that that was kind of what the hope was with Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel, and now you have to swerve. So we'll see. We will see what they do. I'm probably most excited for that. Let's see what they can do now that they had to go in a new direction. But it's dumb as hell, like you were saying, for Braun Breaker to show up holding that championship just for him to give it back and then to have a battle royal. Like the whole thing just it was weird.
Yeah, a battle royal he couldn't be a part of.
Yeah.
Strange. Strange booking right there. And I thought WWE's booking actually has been pretty stellar over the last few weeks. We've been on a little bit of an uptick in, reviewing wrestling, semi bi-weekly, whatever we do. We see the roller coaster. We had a
Yeah.
whole episode on it.
Yep.
But we've been on a straw, like a soup. The product was bad. It was
Yep.
bad. And then the last 2 weeks we were on the up, and then we kind of like plateaued again. And it was a really weird plateau. And we can touch on the battle royal because we're already talking about it.
Well, you know what the interesting thing is, though, about what you were just saying, is that the things that have been a little bit more interesting and been on the uptick are because of things that are out of the Booker's control. It's interesting because Seth Rollins got hurt, so they had to do something. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not that the organic stories they've been telling are starting to pay off. It's like interesting things have happened because they have to, because we have
yeah,
to change gears, you know. But let's go into the next thing that you were going to say because I feel like that goes nicely with it.
yeah. No, it does. I think the battle royal was I liked it. I I love a battle royal. Anything Royal Rumble esque
Yep,
is
I love
it
it.
gets a thumbs up from me.
Yep.
Um, but Jey Uso winning it, I like the character development that he eliminates Jimmy and he's showing this more tribal chief-esque character. But I was talking with my dad earlier, and do you need him to have a belt or be in the title picture to really excel that storyline?
Mm.
Probably not. I think a lot of people would have rather saw LA Knight, Dominic Mysterio, or even AJ Styles to get a little bit more of a push in that direction towards the world championship. Just if we're clicking the reset, we
Mm-hmm.
don't need Jey Uso. We already had that. And guess
Yep.
what, everyone? We didn't like it. It wasn't a great title run. It was okay at best. I was not a huge fan of the Jey Uso title run looking back on it. Now, that being said, I do have a little bit of a hot take going into Saturday night's main event.
Okay.
And I've kind of been going back and back and forth on it. One of two things is going to happen. One is Braun Breaker's going to light that matchup, and he's just going to come in and wreck shop. I don't love the idea of having a vacant championship for months, though, like multiple months,
Hmm.
and it probably getting decided in Survivor Series. Not a fan of that. I think Jey Uso's going to win. And I know people aren't going to like that take, but when CM Punk wins, it's going to be a big moment. And he's going to hold the belt for probably a long time. Jey Uso is going to do something heelish to get that belt, and he's going to hold it for a little bit. And he's going to have a tribal chief kind of run with it with this new character. Now, is it going to be Roman Reigns' length? No, I really don't think so. It could be a couple months, really. No longer than his first title reign. But that being said, I don't think you have a heel leaning Jey Uso win that battle royal if he's just going to lose to CM Punk. Now, I am one half of the Alpha Academy of WWE booking. So I'm gonna look back on this when we're talking about the results of the Saturday night's main event match, and I'm gonna be like, "Wow, Will, you're stupid, man. You really thought Jey Uso was gonna win and CM Punk's the world champion." And I'll be happy. I'll be happy I'm wrong. I hope I'm actually kind of using my bad luck of predicting booking recently, and CM Punk does win that match. But yeah, I think they could because they're all about the swerve right now, Brian. They really are with the shocking Braun Breaker spear and Ilya Dragunov coming back, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and winning the title. They're all about the shocking moment. I feel like if Jay wins and he turns heel on CM Punk, that would be another shocking moment to add. Brian, what are your thoughts on Jey Uso picking up the win?
Oh, I hated. I was so disappointed. Because you and I literally just talked about this. I wanted LA Knight to win. I thought that this is the perfect time to try that. You and I, like I just said, you and I just talked about this an episode or so ago. Um, I think it was our last episode for overrated, underrated five because we do LA Knight. Guys, go back check that out, and you can see what we think of LA Knight, overrated or underrated. Um, but I'm pretty sure I said there that when we had Royal Rumble last year, and it's decided that Jey Uso's going to win, and we're going to push him to WrestleMania to get a big win over Gunther, and we were all excited at the time when it happened, and I can safely say at this point it didn't work. It's no offense to Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is over. He's catchy. He sells merch. He does all of these things. He has, his entrance. So Jey has all of these characteristics that gave you a reason to try to push him the way that you did for WrestleMania. Unfortunately, he was lacking one of those key elements. It's working the mic and it's actually getting past whatever your base level of your character is. I don't think anybody ever related to him and nobody ever got that emotionally invested. Well, Rikishi did. Everybody besides Rikishi just didn't get that emotionally invested into Jay's run. I'm trying to think of the proper comparison. Um, that one's a little harsh. I don't know if I want to use that. That's a that's a little harsh comparison. Okay. All right. When we look at Jay, you can see a lot of comparisons between him and Shawn Michaels. You come from a tag team where you're tag team specialists. You have a move set that is comprised of quick agility moves. Um, you're over with the crowd. You have an over song. You have The look, you sell merchandise, they have a lot of similarities. That's where it ends because when you put the championship on Shawn Michaels, he elevated himself to another level with that belt. Unfortunately for Jey Uso, he's more the Jim the Anvil Neidhart when you break up a tag team. People still love to see him, super over, but that singles run, it's just not the same. Maybe he's more of a oh, I got a better comparison. He's the Rick the Model Martel to Tito Santana from Strike Force. They were a similar tag team. Then when they break up, you see Rick Martel goes on to have a career where he is an over heel. He has a look. People love to hate him, but there was just something that he never got into that individual championship talk. He was great as a tag team. He was great as a heel, but he was just missing that little element that you could put a championship on him. That's
Yeah.
unfortunately where Jay is at. And I know that sounds super harsh, and I'm not trying to be that mean. Don't get mad at me, Rikishi. I just think, or maybe even, no, see, I can't, it's so hard because I go even Matt Hardy. I can't use Matt Hardy as an excuse because Matt Hardy was able to do the same thing too. He was able to leave the tag team where the other partner, is Jeff Hardy. He was able to go off on his own and actually elevate himself to a different character and be just as high as Jeff Hardy. I mean, would you agree with that? I mean, I don't know if he's had the highest high of Jeff Hardy, but
Yeah. I I would actually kind of agree because, Jeff did win the WWE Championship, but Matt Hardy was very internet famous in
yes.
TNA with his delete when
Yeah.
everyone was in the delete. And yeah, he was pretty over. And I don't think he hit, I mean, man, back in the early 2010s, there was no one as popular as Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was the man in like from like 2008 to like 2011. So I don't think he hit the highest of highs, but he did reinvent his character, like you were saying. I feel like Jey Uso's been given a ton of, opportunity. I just feel like at some point there's just some like we live we're it's the wheel, man. It comes
Yeah.
back around. We're once again talking about the buyer's remorse of
Yeah.
Jey Uso again. So yeah, I think a lot of people would be happy to be in his position, but I feel like there's other guys that should be. Like you're
Right.
kind of saying,
Like
yeah,
LA Knight. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
for
LA,
sure.
you could have, and this is what I said in the last podcast, is that at the Royal Rumble, you easily could have made a daring switch and had LA Knight win that thing and tried the same experiment and see where it went. Now, as soon as they were like, we're going to have a battle royal to get the number one contender, I was like, okay, here's the time now where you take LA Knight, see what happens. This is as good a time of as any. Have him win the battle royal, give him the number one contenders thing, have
Sure.
him beat CM Punk somehow, give him the belt, and let's see what he can do now. They did a great job with how they were breaking down the battle royale, where you had Dom and Jay left. And as much as everybody likes to yeet and do all of that stuff, funny that when you get him one on one with Dom, that crowd wanted Dom to win. 100%. That crowd wanted him to win. And when he was the last one in there with Jay, that crowd popped because they thought Dom's going to win this thing. That's how over Dom is. And what do? They have Jay win. And they have Jay do now Jimmy's going to be mad at him because he threw him over. It's every man for themselves, but you can see he was kind of angry when he did it. So we're going to play this as Jay going to be a face or a heel. The only thing that'll make me feel better about this whole thing with Jay Uso winning is if this is how we can get a Gunther face turn because he's been gone. He ain't back yet. He's coming back. And when he comes back, he's going to be in the championship talk. He's not going to
Hmm.
be fighting Dom for the IC championship. So maybe this is a good time for Gunther to come back And I always want to see him lay a beat down on Jey Uso. I would love it if he comes in and he costs Jey the championship to CM Punk. That would be great. I would really like that a lot,
Yeah, I
actually.
can foresee him if Punk is the winner coming out and just having a stare down with Punk. Um, like you said, I think Gunther's return is in the near future, though.
Yeah,
Regardless of how he returns, I would love to see a face Gunther versus a heel Jey Uso.
it'd be
And
interesting.
yeah, like you said, I think they're going to, you know, try a redo here with Jey Uso almost.
Yeah.
If they can turn him heel successfully, and I feel like the internet wrestling community, which sometimes we are unfortunately a part of, doesn't like Jey Uso already. The fans love him. So that's the
Yeah.
big thing. The crowd that's there, they love Jey Uso. He sells merch, he
Yeah.
puts butts in seats. But at the end of the day, his character's just getting boring for the people that are watching at home.
It's a good point.
If you can successfully turn him heel and the internet wrestling community continues to hate him, and then you can somehow flip that fandom into heat, you have a pretty compelling heel. That's the
Yes.
only saving grace to him being in this world title picture again. Can they do that? I doubt it. I don't think he has the
Hmm.
character depth to be able to tap into that next level of character. I hope he proves me wrong here, Brian, because like you said, I would love to see a face Gunther. I'd love to see him run it with CM Punk. And if they have a chance, and it's funny, I was talking to my dad about this too. If they have a chance to run that Jay and Jimmy match back and actually
Yes.
have a good one
Yep.
where it can be follow the blueprint WWE. If you're going to have a tribal chief Jey Uso character, redo the Jay versus Roman Hell in a Cell match. Have Jimmy versus Jay. He doesn't need the title for this, by the way.
Yep.
Have them in a Hell in a Cell match and have Jay brutalize Jimmy and make him almost like when that happened, Jay and Jimmy both were beaten so bad that they had to align with Roman.
Hmm.
Have Jimmy get beaten so bad that he has to align with Jay. He needs to feel like they need him. So I don't know. I feel like they could play this right and we could get an interesting Jey Uso, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm just trying to
Hmm.
stay positive here and let Triple H cook is the saying. So let's try to let him cook, Brian, but I
Hmm.
don't know.
Will, I might have the swerve, bro.
You might have it. Let's hear it.
Maybe, just maybe, Jey Uso is the newest member of the Vision.
I've heard this. I've heard a few people talking about
I
this.
haven't heard that. I saw somebody say CM Punk, and I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of
that
sense given what
doesn't,
just
would that be
happened
crazy?
with him and Paul Heyman. But then
Yeah,
thinking about it, I go, well, Jay though, now you can swap out the slot that would have been Seth Rollins, especially when you look at War Games, you slide Jay in there. Now we can bring Gunther back, give him a face turn. That would be interesting and compelling. And if they did that, I would believe it from Jay. I would believe that this version of Jey Uso would line up with the Vision with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. I could totally see that because he could actually give us reasons why he did it. He's going to think when he turns heel that he's done nothing wrong. And that's kind of what Paul Heyman was setting up this past week when he's like, okay, you guys boo us and don't like us. Tell us what we've done that's been so bad, you know? So he's
yeah,
trying to he's trying to set the stage for that. But because it's compelling, that's not going to happen. They'll have LA Knight get involved with no resolution. They'll have Travis Scott or Plumpity Plimp or whoever the next person that's on Spotify that gets 1 million downloads or whatever it is. They'll have them in the front row and get involved. This is the kind of stuff that they do now, and why I have to be jaded about it. Just give me something good. Give me
yeah,
something good and have it make sense. because I'm really that you wasted John Cena's retirement tour. Like that really has been sinking in, and I've been getting more irritated about that. So they're not going to fill me with confidence that they're going to do anything good. So let's see. I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Well, let's really quick touch on some good things that have been happening in
Yes.
professional wrestling. I have three, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on them. Ilya Dragunov's back. I'm very excited about this. They made the right call having him beat Sami Zayn. And, we haven't even seen this happen a week ago, what he has in store for us. But it was a great match. He's
Hmm.
a great wrestler with a good look. He's over with the crowd. Although that crowd kind of sucked with the
Yeah.
pop when he came back. Like, that's a big return. It was shocking. It was unexpected. And you put the belt on him. I want to give credit to Sami Zayn. He's made that belt feel special again. So shout out to him
Yep.
with that 40 some day reign. He defended the belt 5 or 6 times, and they were all great matches. So shout out to him. Brian, any thoughts on that?
I agree with you. I thought that it was cool. It kept it unpredictable and it made that open challenge for the US championship. It gave it some validity. You know, if that just would have went on until another pay-per-view without anybody winning it, it's all for nothing. Somebody has to win it to have it make sense and make it a good story, and they did it. And it was with an unlikely superstar. So I give him high marks for that. It was good, and Sammy's done a good job with that too. He's been selling that.
Yeah. And I was going to say two different ones, but I realize it all has to do with the same guy. Credit to AJ Styles recently. He's been kicking out there.
Hmm.
The match with John Cena was, I saw Triple H call it a letter to wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was perfect. You had TNA callbacks, you had WWE callbacks to Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt, you had
Yep.
TNA callbacks to James Gunn and Christopher Daniels. It was perfect. It was a 5-star match to
Yep.
me because it kind of embodied all the wrestling I grew up watching. So I was a big fan of that match. And then he won the tag team championship with Dragon Lee. What an odd decision to make to put it on a team that has wrestled all of 3 matches together. But okay, it's better than the Judgment Day, who won the title, defended it twice in the span of 5 months, and have done nothing with it. So fresh start, hopefully, here for the Raw tag belts, which have been
Hmm.
the worst belts in WWE over the last 2 years.
Yeah, and that's a shame too because they look so bad. I really like
Don't
those.
they?
I really like those belts a lot.
Yeah, those are good
Um,
belts.
I prefer all the belts on Raw to the SmackDown belt lineup, just in case anybody wanted to know. Um, so so my thing was when it happened, it literally felt like creative was like, wait a minute, Judgment Day are tag champions still? And they're like, uh, yeah, Bill, they've been champions for months now. I thought that we took the belts off of them. And they were like, no, no, we didn't do that. And they're like, you know what? Okay, throw them out there real quick. Do AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. We know that that'll be a good match. We just gotta get the belts off the Judgment Day. Guys, we were supposed to do that months ago. It was literally like they forgot about it, and then they were like, "Oh, get the belts off of them. Let's figure something out real quick." Like it was the weirdest damn thing. But
Yeah,
again, that's keeping it unpredictable. It's cheap. I see what you're doing, WWE. You're trying to do this kind of stuff to keep us guessing, and it's working. Yeah, we'll see.
yeah. I like the frequent title changes recently
Yeah,
because it's keeping us tuned in to weekly television, which was tough, but at least now, like, you have to watch because you never know if the belts are going to flip now. So
yeah,
kudos to WWE because those few decisions have actually kept it very interesting. I
yeah.
don't know if I love the Seth Rollins vision turn quite yet, but only time can tell. And I do need to make sure I'm tuning in every week because it's a compelling storyline. You are now catapulting one of your top young stars in Braun Breaker to World Heavyweight Championship competition, and Bronson Reed is probably right along
Yeah.
with him in the main event. So kudos to WWE
Yeah.
because it has been very interesting weekly television. Brian, you got any other thoughts on any other topics?
Just that I thought it was funny as hell that Roxanne Perez gets beat, and then later on in the show comes out and is like, "I should be number one contender for that
That
championship."
was
I'm
funny.
like,
That was
I'm like,
crazy.
girl, you haven't won a match in I don't know how long. You guys have just been collecting L's. So it was kind of funny. It was really bad timing for them to lay out the show that way because it was silly to have somebody who literally just got pinned come out demanding that they should be a number one contender. It was funny.
Yeah. Final thought for me, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, please come back.
Did you notice that in that backstage segment with the Judgment Day, it's been the first time in a long time that they've played the Roxanne and Dom
I had
angle.
that thought. I had
Like
that
it's
thought. I think it's
it's been a
because
while since they've done anything with it, and now they brought it back.
I think it's because Liv Morgan's coming back
That's
soon.
what I was gonna say, is that if Royal Rumble, they have to start ramping up to get to that, because my wife was asking that too, and she's like, have they been doing anything with that? I said, no, they've really pulled back from that. But as soon as we say that, now they're putting that coal back in the fire, which is good because they have to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I was gonna say? Going back to the Battle Royale and how you were saying that somebody could come out and or Braun Breaker could come out and basically that match ends in a DQ between Jay and CM Punk and they have to do a tournament to find
Mm,
the champion. That I would be cool with. I'm a sucker again. Everybody knows that, like you said, for Royal Rumble type matches, Survivor Series matches, special guest referees, tournaments, I'm all about it. So
mhm.
that would be kind of cool if that match ends in a double DQ and there's no champion crowned and now we got to figure something out. I think that would be kind of cool. Then LA Knight can win the tournament and we can finally do the LA Knight experiment.
We got to
Yeah.
get there. We got to get there someday, Brian.
I'm
Someday.
trying.
Or he's just this generation's Dolph Ziggler, and
Yeah,
everyone has to be okay with it and swallow that pill. But guess what? Dolph Ziggler even held the World Heavyweight Championship for all of 2 months. He
there
had
you
that
go.
belt, and it was a huge pop. Just give him the chance, WWE. Give him the chance.
We do a tournament. Maybe El Grande Americano gets
At
on some
what
of that action.
at one point you were talking at the beginning of this podcast,
Uh-huh.
and you can just kind of see my face. I start smiling. I'm like, is this dude wearing an El Grande
Yeah.
Americano is
Is
numero
numero
uno
uno.
shirt? And I was
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
know you've worn that
Yeah.
before, but
Yeah.
like I guess it didn't quite sink in to what it was until right now for me. Because I was about to start dying laughing. I almost interrupted you mid,
Yeah.
like you were talking about Jey Uso, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt him because that shirt is hilarious. But I kept it together.
I'm a
Yeah,
fan of El Grande Americano. So yeah,
makes
let
sense.
him win the tournament. Like do something unexpected like that. That'll pull off real good. That'd be funny.
It would be. It
Yeah.
would be. That'd be the ultimate swerve, bro.
That's
It,
yeah.
El Grande Americano, and was it? Are they Uno and Dos? What's
That's what they called them first. Dose was the second one.
yeah?
No, they're like Limpy and Stimpy or something. They're something like that. That look, they're clearly not the main attraction of El Grande Americano.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're not. Oh man. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and he's
Old
got a
school
cape
professional
now.
wrestling.
You see, he comes out with a cape now. That's
Yeah, I
new.
know.
I don't remember the cape before.
Definitely not with. allegedly Chad Gable when
What are you
he
talking
was,
about?
I know the crazy people that thought that El Grande Americano was Chad,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and now they think
Yeah.
it's Ludwig Kaiser. You want to know how stupid it would be if a German guy was dressing up as a American guy pretending to be a luchador? That would be pretty stupid, guys.
But-
Like, let's stop.
yeah,
Let's stop.
yeah,
That's not happening. It's
yeah.
not.
What in the Tropic Thunder would be going on if that was the case? But I actually Googled now to see, and I can see that the cape is something that he did way back in the day. So he must have stopped wearing it when he first came out and now went back to it.
Oh yeah.
Which makes sense because you think back to the 80s and stuff, and it was like, yeah, there was a lot of capes. Ric Flair, Macho Man. So
Mhm.
it kind of made sense. So he's been rocking this for a long time. My apologies, El Grande.
Yeah, that's on us. That's on us.
Yeah,
All right, Brian, do you have anything else for the people? Are we missing anything? I feel like we've touched all
I feel like we've done pretty
the
good.
yeah, I think that's it.
I got something else just to see what your feeling on this is. Maxine Dupri and the Becky Lynch stuff. How do you feel about that?
Becky Lynch's character work throughout all of it has been amazing.
Yep.
Becky Lynch is out here doing the best work of her career. Shout out Becky Lynch, but also shout out Maxine Dupri. It's been a handful of months since I've had a believable underdog who's
Yeah.
really an underdog. If you want to build up an underdog WWE and tell us they are an underdog, have them lose.
Yep.
Have them lose for months on end, like you have done with Maxine Dupri, and then give us the count out victory. It felt very like organic, and that was refreshing to feel with an underdog storyline. I think they hit it out of the park. I mean, obviously, I don't think you can put the belt on her right now
Hmm.
because I think Becky's, but at the same time, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they did, right? I just don't know
No.
where you go after that because where's AJ Lee? Like, I thought that was our storyline. I thought that's what we were doing, but doesn't
Do you
seem
need
like
a championship for that storyline?
no, I don't think
You
so.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. It's just tough to then for me be like, where do you go with Maxine Dupri after that?
Yeah. I mean,
It is
well,
tough.
first off, when you're like the count out win felt good. I'm not gonna go too overboard on it. It did kind of feel like when like Eugene would win, and it's like, okay, like there was a little bit of that, but at the same time, when they have the second match, they did a really good job. Plus, because they pulled the crap with the tag belts change hands and Jay wins a battle royale. So like they're trying to do all of these surprising things, Ilya Dragunov. So they're doing all of that. So in that second match with Maxine Dupri and Becky Lynch, the crowd and me at home was going, they might count three.
Yeah,
Like there was an actual thought that they may do that, but also with the understanding that if they did do that, I know she's not keeping that belt long. You know what it felt like? It felt like that Javon Evans match that I always talk about the
stand and
whole
deliver.
at Stand and Deliver, where you really thought he had a chance to win that match. So that's what it felt like with Maxine and Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch is doing great character work. I said it recently again. I'm not high on Becky Lynch, but this heel character she's playing, she's making up for all the stuff in the ring that I don't like so much about her. She's making up for it with this
Yeah,
character because it's a really good heel. It's really funny and it's kind of old school heel, and I really like it. So good job, Becky. You
I
won me
wish.
over with that.
Yeah, I wish we could keep that one in
I
there.
know. It's
I,
she does it though. It's so funny.
it's so good. I agree. That's such a good take.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man. Shout out Becky Lynch. Shout
yeah.
out Maxine Dupree. Shout out Brian. He's been killing it on the shorts game. It's been great. Have
Oh,
you guys seen him recently?
check them
Look at
out.
the TikTok. look at the YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
Brian, you got
Yeah, he
anything else
blessed us.
for him?
Yeah, everybody go over to the Realm Paranormal Podcast. The link is down below. We're dead set in the middle of Scaretober right now, doing movie reviews. Um, so if you want to hear our review of Scream 96, if you want to hear our review of Ready or Not, we just did Nosferatu, the 1922 silent film, and the 2024 remake. We got a bunch of other stuff on there, but go check us out. It's a lot of fun for Scaretober. Go check us out there and like and subscribe over there too, and like and subscribe here with us.
Yep, and the only thing scarier than Scaretober, guys, is me when this light bulb runs out. Guys, we love you. Take care of yourselves, and until next time,
Peace out.
yeah. Gross. I tried this one today.
Oh man, we just saw those at the store because
Hmm?
I got
Okay,
this little beauty, the ice cream sundae. This thing right here, dangerous.
you like
This
it?
is dangerously good. I love this. Yeah,
Mm,
this is good stuff.
yeah.
What about the Shirley Temple?
It's all right. I remember it being a lot better last year. Here, hold up. I gotta flip my setup. Oh, it's pretty good though. It's not bad.
Okay. I mean, is it that much different than just the cherry 7 Up? Can you tell a little bit of a difference with the
Oh
pomegranate?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
different from that.
Okay. She does. I'm the greatest women's wrestler there's ever been. It's not just me saying it. It's not just me. Sports Illustrated saying it also.
Oh God. Brian posted one on Instagram. We got a nasty little hate comment of a dude saying he's gonna block us because our takes are so atrocious. Well, guess what, dude? You're atrocious. There we
Yeah.
go. I said it. Sorry. Guy, listen, you hate on us, I'll hate back, man. It's fair game. Fair game.
So,
Listen, dude. Listen, Triple H's burner account. I know who you are, buddy. I know who you
burner
are.
account.
Listen, the only people that are defending WWE's storytelling right now is the guys that are actually doing the booking and the AI bots that they're using to currently tell the stories. Because did you hear about that, Brian? Apparently, they're using ChatGPT to help tell the stories now.
Okay,
Which
did Dave Meltzer say that, or did somebody reputable say
the
that? Because those are
apparent
two different things.
I see. I don't know. I didn't do enough research on it, but apparently they hired some dude, and he's the new like director of artificial intelligence in the storytelling department. And I'm like,
Oh, it sounds like something they would do, though.
yeah, and it's
Oh,
like something Triple H would do. Yeah.
guys, I have it. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. All right. That's
AI
what I
would.
came up with. AI said that's what we're gonna do. You know what's you know what's funnier than watching The Rock act
What?
is watching The Rock act and have him actually think he's acting and he might get a statue of some sort.
Oh God.